Go. Well, it's been 2 weeks. Can I solve this game again? It's gotta be that young butler. I know what you're thinking. I couldn't quite believe it at first either. But the evidence or circumstances all point to the butler. He or she has to be the witch. At least, they'll be certain the magic gem turns out to be a fake. But if that's the case, then Belduke's murderer was also... Yeah, it would be Grey Earl. No, it can't be true. He wouldn't have done that. Espella? I know, Jean. He held Sir Belduke in the greatest of respect. Jean didn't kill him. I'm sure of it. Oh. I forgot to add in warning. And change game. Hold on. Doo 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 doo. You didn't remind me. And put in warning. What was I doing? Like, classification label? Content label. This deals with violent and graphic depictions. Sure, yep. And add in... There. Alright, we're good. We're good. Everything's fine. Jean Grey Earl, what are you really what people think you are? There are still so many unknown factors in this trial. Ah. Oh, Luke. Luke's so sad. Layton in the background being rude. It's Luke. I'm sorry, Maya. What I did is unforgivable. What are you saying, Luke? All you did was testify what you saw. But I should have trusted you. Well, you trust us now, right? Maya. Anyway, Luke, it was thanks to you that we discovered new information. Thanks to me? Sure. You got Cracker to testify. That was a great idea. I wish I could talk to animals. Don't you too, Espella? Oh yes, I'd love to have a chat with Eve. So, Luke, will you teach us how to do it? Pretty please. Yeah, of course. I can try. Yay! That's a promise, right? Mr. Wright? What is it, Luke? Do you mind if I join you from now on? I've given up on Luke's voice. It's fine. Not all, Luke. Yeah, it's during the trial. I'm gonna make him like sobby child because he's sad about Layton. That in this strange town, even what you see with your own eyes may not be real. That's why I'm not giving up yet. It's been 2 weeks, I don't remember my own voice. Professor, I know he'll return. We can't give up hope. You know, that's what I've been thinking too. Really? I have a feeling he'll reappear again when we get into trouble and help us out. Because I mean, it's professor time out here. Right. And remember what he always says. Look forward to the future. Always look on the bright side. I don't think it was the professor who said that. Thunder, accused. Intermission's over. Return to courtroom. Let's go. It's time to bring this trial to a close. Oh, I have something for you, Mr. Wright. I already forgot my voice. Here, please take it. Maybe it'll come in handy in the trial. Letter, huh? Let's see it's from. Wait, Newton Belduke? There are several sheets of parchment inside, but they're all blank. Professor and I got this when we went to see the storyteller. Thank you, Luke. The more info we have, the better. You're welcome. Poor Luke. He won't get a consistent voice ever. I've gotten no proof that it was Jean Greyrol who turned the professor into gold. Even if the magic gem is fake, it's still not decisive evidence. I don't know what would happen next, but I do know this battle is far from over. Why is she back in the cage? Why isn't Jean in there? We will now resume the trial of Maya Fey. First things first, the occult crime analysts have finished examining the evidence. This reminds me of puzzles. Shut up, Charlie. They have tested the two magic gems from the witch's scepter. Jean is a guy, so patriarchy. Gold ore floated on surface water, whereas Fomalia sank. It was said that genuine magic gems float in pure water, wasn't it? Thus, has been established that the Fomalia magic gem is a fake. Order in court. Does not prove that Godor was used, of course. Nonetheless, the defense's theory does now seem more plausible. The court considers it worth looking into. You have no objection to that, do you, Inquisitor Barnum? No, my lord. Now then, bring in the witness. It's just Jean. Hi, Jean. It's been 2 weeks. You okay? Witness, state your name and profession. My name is Jean Greyrol. I served the late Master Belduke. Since his death, I have been tending to his dwelling and putting his research materials in order. I don't know what it is, but I feel like there's something a bit different about Greyrol today. Where's the pendant? Witness, there's something we need to clarify first of all. As you are no doubt aware, you have been accused of being a witch. Therefore, it is vital that you tell us. Are you a boy or a girl? Please hold on. What is it? Excuse my rudeness, my lord, but at this time, I do not intend to answer that question. Why do you refuse the answer, witness? I had been following this trial from gallery, and so I'm fully aware of the utterly absurd accusations made against me. Alchemy, the art pursued by Master Belduke, is concerned with the rules and logic that govern nature. As someone who had been helping Master Belduke for quite some time, I dare say your theory is both illogical and impossible. Objection! The witch's scepter was thrown in the crime scene through a portal created by magic spell Godor. That portal could only have been opened from your room. And what's more, one of the walls in your room is painted green. I believe anyone is free to paint their walls in whichever color they please. Besides, your theory relies on one magic gem being a fake. While that may have been proven true, another question has arisen. Where could the genuine magic gem be? It must have been swapped with a fake one and discarded somewhere. I'm afraid that's impossible. Why? If we assume, as you have claimed, that the witch used the spell Godor, that would mean the magic gem must have been swapped after creating the portal. So tell me, when and where would the witch have disposed of the magic gem? I see your point. Several people paid witness to the incident, and the Knights of the Inquisition arrived at the scene immediately after. During that time, no one left the building, and the whole place was meticulously searched. Naturally, my room was searched as well, although there was not much to see as I have few personal belongings. Despite our inspection, nothing resembling a magic gem was found. I assure you, we have not overlooked anything. I would swear to it on my honor as a knight. So, Mr. Wright, if you wish to accuse me of being a witch, should you not first prove that there is a connection between me and this missing magical gem? Furthermore, I would appreciate it if you could please approach the matter in a rational way, like an alchemist. The house was searched very soon after the crime. If the gem wasn't found, then it means Grey Earl hid it somewhere. Somewhere the Knights of the Inquisition would not have looked. Where could it be? The witness has made a valid argument. How will the defense respond? The Knights who searched Sir Belluke's premises weren't looking for a magic gem. That's why there's a certain place they didn't consider searching. Interesting. You really don't give up easily, do you? In that case, perhaps you could tell us all where the magic gem is. It's on her. Right? It's literally in the collar. Right here. But it's not on her right now. Sir Belluke's premises were thoroughly searched. I don't think anything would have been missed there. You anticipated that, and that's why you hit it in a blind spot that you knew wouldn't occur to the Knights. Blind spot, you say? Well, where is it? It's somewhere on Jean Grey's person. What? It's on the witness. Don't tell me. The witness has it in their pocket. You're just guessing, aren't you? You think you can just say anything you like. By the way, I'm afraid there are no pockets in my clothing. Please think like an alchemist. Bitch, what do you think they've been doing? This is the second time I've seen Grey Earl today. And both times, I've had a feeling that something wasn't quite right. Maybe it's just me, but it could be related to the whereabouts of the magic gem. You know it's a problem because every time Phoenix talks to someone, they wear the same clothing. That he notices that someone is not wearing a pendant twice. Defense, show us the location of the magic gem. Where do you think this witness hid the magic gem on the day of the crime? Her collar. Witness, we met for the first time at Sir Belluke's premises. At that time, you had an amethyst attached to your collar. There's an amethyst at the house, green before the trial, now gone. That's right. Mr. Grey Earl always wears that gemstone. Alchemists believe that amethysts emit positive energy. Arnhem gets it. Amethysts are purple. When I saw you in the waiting room this morning, the gemstone you're wearing was green, not purple. It's not loading in the right picture. So my question now is, where has it gone? Where is that amethyst that you supposedly always wear? Objection. Amethyst, good vibes. Okay, Grey Earl. Wait just a minute. The witness wears a purple gemstone. Was something I miss, Inquisitor Barnum? When we arrived at the crime scene, the witness came out to meet us. This is the wrong picture! Oh no! I recall the witness wearing a gemstone, but that gemstone was green. That's the wrong picture! Green? Amethysts aren't green, although amateurs sometimes mistake braciolite for amethyst, but that's irrelevant now. Witness. You've been trying to pin the blame on the defendant. In order to do that, you place the Go Door magic gem with a regular gemstone. We thought the witch who killed Sir Belduke had used the spell Famalia. You knew that if a witch's scepter with a Famalia and gold or magic gems attached was discovered at the crime scene, the suspect would be accused of committing both crimes. And that's precisely what happened. Such as the Rockhound. The girl captured at the crime scene was accused of slaying both Sir Belduke and Sir Layton. That was your plan. You removed the Go Door magic stone from the scepter and inserted your amethyst in its place. And then you attached the Go Door gem to your collar. That's why, when we saw you shortly after the incident, you were wearing a green gemstone. To think that was in fact a magic gem.
Order! Order!
Oh,
Witness.
voice acting. It's important time.
This amounts to nothing more than conjecture. I do not believe you have any solid proof. However, I have to concede that you have surmised a logical connection between me and the missing magic gem. Consequently, I am prepared to answer your questions.
Why is he fighting the questions?
Good. I will repeat what I asked you previously.
I've forgotten what Barnum sounds like.
Witness, state your name, profession, and finally, your gender.
Gender's different than sex, Barnum. Come on, be woke.
My name is Jean Grail. I have been serving the late Master Belduke. As you can see, I wear a butler's outfit, but the truth is, as the defense claims, I am a girl.
Yo, where'd you get all that hair hidden?
A girl? Unbelievable.
What? The butler is a girl?
Where do you have all that hair, girl? Order of the court. Jean Grail, are you declaring to this court that you are in fact female? Yes. But everyone in town was under the impression that you are a boy. Hey, you hear that? The butler's a girl. Doesn't that make him a maid? I knew there was something suspicious about him. I mean her. You know why, right? Think about it. Oh, alchemy, that's my suspicious. Just listen to them. Listen to the wild gossip and accusations. Alchemists pursue knowledge of the rules that govern nature. But to the townspeople, alchemy is no different to magic. Had they known I was a girl, they would have taken me for a witch. That's what Master Belduke was worried about. He told me it would be safer to pretend to be a boy. In other words, you disclose that you're a female but deny that you're a witch. I would have thought that was obvious. She knew that once her gender came into question, she wouldn't have been able to conceal it. That's why she made this public now. It was the most rational choice for her. Inquisitor Barnum, may I ask you one question? Has all the evidence in this Golden Gentleman case already been presented? Why do you ask? As it stands, you do not have a single piece of evidence proving that I'm a witch. Given the lack of pertinent evidence against me, I would like to be permitted to return to my duties. She said duty. What say you, Quizbartum? It has been proven that the two gems were swapped. However, it may also have been impossible for the accused to have done so.
Objection!
Maya had no reason to swap the gems. This is a place of judgment. There's no need for us to understand the reasons behind the criminal's actions. Huh? After all, those whom we judge are otherworldly creatures. They are witches. It is impossible for a human being to understand the reasoning of a witch. Is there nothing we can do? At this rate, Maya will be... Barnum still thinks Maya's a witch. We made it this far, and yet it feels like we're back at stage 1. It seems there are no more rational arguments against me. Now, if you will kindly excuse me. I don't have much on Grail when it comes to Professor's case. But I should I just let her go? Let's go another case. What about Belduke's case? There's nothing else I can follow up on regarding the Professor's case. So what can I do? There's only one other option. Miss Greyroll, I have to ask you to remain at the witness stand. Is there something else you wish to ask me? Your testimony's not over yet. There's still something you need to tell us about. That's right. I'm afraid I cannot help you. I have told you all I could about this incident. And I'm afraid you've got the wrong idea, Miss Greyroll. Oh, that's a face change. Your Honor, what this witness needs to testify about is not the Professor's unfortunate incident, but rather the incident from 3 months ago, namely Sir Belduke's death. As she was present in the building at the time, working as a live-in butler, she needs to testify to the events of that day. About Sir Belduke's death. The fact that one of the magic gems was swapped leads me to a single conclusion. Both crimes, the murder of Sir Belduke and the transmutation of the Professor, were the work of the same witch. The truth behind the alchemist's death may also hold the answer to this case. What's your opinion on this, Quizarbartum? I'll allow you to have your way this time, Sir Blue Knight. The Inquisition has no objections. Inquisitor Zacharias Barnum, it seems you have lost the unyielding attitude so admired by the townspeople. Here you are now, letting a novice defend you, lead you by the nose. It is hard to believe you have been known as the unwavering sword of justice for your usually cool-headed judgment. You know little about me, witness. Do you think I care about defending my name? It is this town that I wish to defend. Sir Belduke's murder is the only case that have remained unsolved for so long. Jean Greyroll, you shall now testify about it. As demanded by both the defense and Inquisition, the witness will testify about Sir Belduke's death. Any questions? No, my lord. Must however mention one more thing before we begin. If it cannot be proven that Jean Greyroll is a witch, as claimed by the defense, the court will irrevocably consider Maya Fey to be the witch responsible for both crimes. Is that understood? You have no choice, Sir Blue Knight. If you don't want the trial to end right now, ready your sword and face the challenge that awaits. But the opponent is a real witch. It's a gamble that puts Maya's life at stake.
Nick!
Maya, shut up. They're gonna kill you.
No witch is gonna outwit you in court. You're an ace attorney after all.
And I was like, yeah, we can go ahead and sentence Maya the Professor's death. Drop her in.
So, let's do it!
The defense accepts the conditions. Let's proceed with the trial. Mr. Barnum, you may begin. We shall start with a brief summary of the incident. About 3 months ago, in the dead of night, Sir Belduke, the alchemist, was murdered. The crime took place in his study, just as with this incident. The room had been locked from the inside. The victim was found still seated in the chair at his desk, so we can assume he was attacked while working. There were very clear strangulation marks visible on his neck. Oh, there's something trickling down his mouth. Is that blood? She said the name of the game. Yes, most likely. The victim probably bit his tongue as he was struggling with his assailant. And you said earlier that some white powder was spilled over the floor, correct? Yes, hence we expected to find the killer's footprints. However, there were none. The killer must have somehow approached the victim without stepping on the floor. After murdering Sir Belduke, the killer left the room without opening the door. Undoubtedly, the crime must have been committed with the use of witchcraft. The body was discovered the following morning by the butler, Miss Greyearl. The body was found by Greyearl, huh? Thank you, Mr. Barnum. The court illustrated sketches will be added to the evidence. Now, witness, begin your testimony. Tell us about the events spanning the night of the crime, from the evening beforehand until you discovered the body. You could have strangled him and then spread the powder on them out. They don't have any fingerprints. At around 1 o'clock at night, I excused myself and left Master Belduke in his study. When I called him for breakfast in the morning, he did not respond. The door to his study was locked. A neighbor had come for a visit just then, so we forced the door open together. All the potions and other concoctions from the study have been confiscated. I wonder if they're being properly stored. Potions and concoctions were confiscated. The victim was an alchemist after all. We were hoping the items confiscated from his study could provide some clues. Besides, such things must not fall in the wrong hands. It may not be standard practice, but it was deemed necessary. The confiscated goods are stored in our secret vault. The only person with access to them is the High Inquisitor, Lady Darklaw. It has caused me great difficulty, as I've not been able to put Master's research materials in order as a result. The confiscated items shall be returned as soon as Sir Belduke's murder is resolved. I shall be looking forward to that. Defense, you may now begin the interrogation. Okay.
Hold it!
So you last saw him alive at 1 a.m., is that correct? Yes. Master had a habit of conducting his experiments at night, so it was usual time for me to finish my work. Weren't you helping him with those experiments? He would sometimes have some errands for me, but alchemists generally keep their experiments a secret. Why I would always excuse myself at the time unless Master had some other tasks for me. They didn't want to write about the experiments. Also, you can lock the door as you leave. Even if it's a bolt, you can use a string to pull it through the door and then break the string to retrieve it. But wouldn't there be a string around the bolt? There you go. And that night, there were no more work for you? That's correct. I wished Master a good night as I shut the door behind me and then heard him lock the key. There's nothing unusual about him, at least nothing I noticed.
Hold it!
And what time was that? Master would always take his breakfast at 9 a.m., so it was around that time. So you didn't have the key to Sir Belduke's study, is that correct? Yes. There's only one key to that room, and Master always kept it with him. Master's research was a very delicate matter, you see. You had to take strict measures to prevent outsiders from entering that room. Depends on how you tie it. You can make it so the weak point is in the loop instead of at the knot. Occasionally, delinquents would try to make off with one or other of Master's medicaments. Thieves stealing from alchemists? I can't tell that's incredibly brave or incredibly stupid. Probably the latter. Don't forget about the wolves, Phoenix. There's wolves that steal glasses and milk buckets. It's like they don't ever remember. That's why the door to that room is made from thick oak wood. I wouldn't have been able to force the door open on my own. She couldn't have entered the room before that then.
Hold it!
What neighbor? Wait, you mean you broke the door? The only key to that room was in Sir Belluke's pocket. The only way to enter the study was to break the door open. And you managed that with the help of a neighbor who came to visit? Yes, it wasn't a social visit, mine. He came as a patient. Phoenix, you were from LA. You have seen people steal just about anything to smoke it. Nuh-uh, he's not from LA. He's from, Japan. Where they have the traditional, hamburgers and traditional tatami mat floors. A patient, can you tell me more about him?
Objection!
The victim's neighbor is irrelevant, has nothing to do with this case. I think you're pushing it this time. A witness is hardly irrelevant. Oh, Barnum's mad about this witness. What's got him so shaking? He looks as if he's just had a rush of blood to his head. Master Belduke had been making very potent medicines, among other things. We would get people coming from town at all hours of the day or night asking for them. And yet, in return for all the help Master offered, people would gossip about him dabbling in witchcraft. So you broke the door together with a neighbor? Yes. Explained the situation to him. He brought over an axe. Then he proceeded to attack the door with great force, smashing it to splinters. Then who fixed the door? The games are extremely inconsistent. Even Japan, he's basically from Los Angeles province, California. I see. By the way, about that neighbor, who was...
Hold it!
Oh no, it's him! Why?
Time for Emir's grand entrance. Did you miss me, guys?
You've been gone for like 30 minutes. Why? That's why Barnum was pissed.
Order! Order! Could it be that it was you who... Where are you looking, old man? I'm right here. And as for who I am,
Why did they bring all the people back?
I'm the alchemist's neighbor and a witness in that case too.
Passion for justice seething within Amir is always at the crime scene. Crime sin?
Objection!
He needed the medicine could drink no case for his weenies. It's you. Again. Ugh, you're the guy from earlier, right? Yep, that's me. Amir's the name. How you been, Bluey? I changed my voice. Are you really Alchemist's neighbor? Seriously? I know, right? Freaking coincidence, eh? Yeah, his house is right next to mine. Ridiculed earlier, Amir returns, drinking like a king he never ever learns. That's why I try to stop you from asking about the neighbor. Why so cold in Grazer Barnum? Unable to hold a steady cold gaze, Amir drinks fast as if in a daze. And the musician stand next to you. But yeah, that's me, Private Bard Birdley, a Wright musical genius. Hold on. Oh dear me. Oh dearie me. Mirror's always the crime scene. Dude, you were so lucky this isn't a regular court. You'd be guilty of all crime. I think he's like the equivalent of Larry. Well, no use shutting the stable door after the horse has bolted. Let us move on. Witness, since you're already here, you may as well add your testimony. Testify about what you witnessed on the morning after the crime. You can count on me. Fuck off, Amir. It dawned on me then. The witch cast Famalia, just like in this case.
Objection!
There's something you don't seem to understand here, Mr. Amir. The Famalia gem in this witch's scepter is a fake. The gem is useless. Just like this buffoon's testimony. Huh? Therefore, your testimony doesn't hold water. Just like anything else he says. What? Ignored and scorned, without credibility, will majestic Amir now show humility? Larry isn't always at the crime scene, he's only ever there for two very specific reasons, and one of them usually means he's not a suspect. What? A fake? You should have listened to the trial more carefully. That has been dealt with, Inquisitor Barnum. This witch's scepter was not discovered at the crime scene when Sir Bildick was murdered, is that correct? He's either there because a girl and accused, or there because job, which he's not a suspect, but know something important you have to beat out of him. Indeed, we deduced that Famalia must have been used, however.
Objection!
But that Famalia magic gem was a fake. That much has been demonstrated today. What's more, as we learned from Cracker the Paris testimony, the witch used the spell Godor. The fact that there's a green wall at the crime scene corroborates that.
Objection!
That wall may have well not been painted green 3 months ago. Oh, but it was. Besides, no one could have passed through a portal so small. Yeah, but it was. See? It was green then. Now, we don't know about, Jean's room, but at least this room was. Usually I saw something before, but I'll admit to it. I'll get fired for being lazy jackass. To be honest, I'm starting wondering, were Sir Layton's and Pearl Bellick's murders actually committed by the same witch?
Objection!
Your Honor, I'd like you to remind you that that was the Inquisition's claim. He's right, though. It's gotta be the same culprit in both cases. And at the very least, it's possible that the witch used the spell Godor to commit Sir Belluke's murder. What? In that case, our last defense shows proof. Do you have proof that the witch could have used Godor to kill Sir Belduke? Yeah.
Take that!
I'd like to take you look at these. Aren't those the court illustrator sketches? As you can see from the sketch, the victim was seated at his desk when he was murdered. And what can you see right behind the victim? A small landscape painting. Thank you, sir. But there's one more point to note. Look closely at the painting. Do you notice anything behind it? Oh, I see it. The wall behind it has already been painted green. Which means the witch could have used the portal spell there 3 months ago.
Objection!
One moment, my lord. Consider how small that portal could have been. Could a witch have passed through it? I think not.
Objection!
Of course, the witch would not be able to go right through it. However, if you look at the distance between the portal and the victim, you'll notice that the victim, Sir Belduke, was sitting just arm's length from where the portal would have been. The witch did not have to enter the room at all. All she had to do was reach through with her arms in order to strangle Sir Belduke, who was sitting right under the painting. Order! Inquisitor Barn, what say you to that? Fascinating theory, Sir Blue Knight. Punch table. But there is a notable contradiction within it. Where would that be? Tell me, why do you think that we concluded that phone line had to have been used? We had a certain reason for it, of course. And what was that reason exactly? The crime scene had been tampered with. How so? Imagine the circumstances of Sir Belluke's death and it should become obvious, even to you. The victim was choked to death. And yet, there were no signs of a struggle. Highly improbable, don't you think? What are you getting at? Think about it. Can you imagine anyone just sitting back and letting themselves be strangled? Clearly, there should be evidence of a struggle. And since we haven't found any, that must mean the killer erased all traces of a fight from the crime scene. Indeed, that would be the logical conclusion. Now, surely it would be impossible to do any such thing had the witch only reached inside through a portal. In order to cover the evidence she left behind, the witch had to have used a familiar. Without doing so, there would have been no point in her using the spell Godor.
Objection!
Miss Grail could have done it. She might have been able to tamper with the crime scene. What are you talking about? The morning of the crime, from the time Miss Grail and that guy entered the study, until the arrival of the Knights of the Inquisition, there was a window of time in which she had the opportunity to do so. We need to look into what happened in that window. It seems we may be needed in our testimony. Witnesses, testify about what happened in the time between the body being found and the Knights of the Inquisition arriving. Sure thing, ask me anything. I'll tell you all you need to know. I've already changed my voice again. Oh, glorious Amir, tell us more. Maybe you won't be laughed at as before. Ouch. Only 2 people accessed the crime scene at that time, Grayrel and Amir. Believe it or not, Amir is the key witness in this case. Again. I broke down the door and saw the alchemist slumped in his chair. Gave me a jolt. The butler hurried to call the Knights of Inquisition. He never entered the study. But I was asked to keep an eye on things, so I went in and have a bit of look at everything. All that made me pretty drowsy, so I went in and took a little nap on the couch. Wait, what? Mr. Amir, you said the butler didn't enter the crime scene? Yep, he never set foot in there. The moment he saw Belduke, he told me to stand guard till Knights of Inquisition arrived. And then off he went. What a resourceful apprentice that alchemist has, I thought to myself. I almost feel sorry for you, Sir Blue Knight. After all, your suspect couldn't have tampered with the crime scene. But it sounds like Amir did. That can't be true. Defense, please proceed with interrogation. Yes, Your Honor. I think he's literally holding something he took from the office.
Hold it!
Before he smashed the door, did you check that it was really locked? Of course I did. We tried to get open without resorting to brute force, but it wouldn't budge. So I went to fetch me lovely little axe. His wooden enemy stood tall and still, yet Amir sprang forth. It was overkill. Do you think I lied about the door being locked? No, of course not. Boy, she's so sharp she might cut herself. Or me. Most likely me. So then I went inside. The alchemist was slumped in his chair. While we're at it, allow me to confirm something. When you entered the room, did the victim look the way he does in this sketch? Yep, that's it. Spot on. Nicely drawn, too. You know, at first I didn't know if he was really dead. He looked like he just passed out or something, tired from his research. Why are you saying that? Miss Grayo, may I ask you something? Yes, what is it? What do you think about Mr. Amir's testimony? There's nothing, miss. However, Mr. Wright, I can tell what you're thinking. You can? Well, let's see if you're right. When he entered the room, Mr. Amir didn't notice that Master Belduke was dead. On the other hand, I ran straight away to call Knight's Inquisition, and so you suspect that I knew beforehand that Master was dead. That's what you're thinking. Your face is like an open book. But isn't that what actually happened? No, I knew something was wrong because Master had very fine manners and would never sleep in his chair. When I saw him like that, I was struck with a very bad realization. I felt certain that something terrible had happened.
I've heard about you. The word is that you're very collected and perceptive. It would seem to be the case.
Be more appropriate to call her calculating.
Somehow I feel like you're not paying immediate enough attention here.
That matters not, witness. Let us proceed with the cross-examination.
Matters not, eh? You don't need to be so rude about it.
Anyway, I didn't get to see the other half. Are you sure the butler didn't enter a crime scene?
Yeah, like I said, he didn't step foot in the room. I went in and sorta didn't know what to do, but the butler saw us out the situation, blink of an eye. He told me to stand guard, and then he ran out.
She went to call the Knights of the Inquisition, is that correct? That's correct. I went to the nearby garrison.
We have the records of when the crime was reported. They match the witness's testimony.
I ran to Master Belduke's house with 2 knights. They began an investigation immediately, taking away Master's research materials and concoctions. In the end, I wasn't able to enter that room that day.
There can be no doubt about it. As she is the alchemist's apprentice, she was under close observation following the incident.
I wasn't aware of that. Yeah, you were. So in the end, she didn't have access to the crime scene at all on that day. By the way, what were you doing at that time?
Huh? What, me?
Hold it!
What were you having a look at?
Well, I was asked to take care of the crime scene, wasn't I? So I had to, like, make sure everything was in order. I mean, you know... It's not like I went wild with excitement after being left in a real alchemist room full of mysterious stuff.
I'm sure you didn't, Mr. Sticky Fingers.
And besides,
Besides,
she asked me to look for something, so I was doing that too.
Hang on!
hey, she didn't like that. Miss Grayrol, you look lost in thought. Oh, were you talking to me? Even she can be caught off guard if I choose the right moment. You've been listening to Mr. Aminer's testimony, haven't you? Yes, I have. He was asked to look for something. It was you who asked him, I assume. What did you tell him to look for? I think you're mistaken. I don't remember making any requests of that sort. Huh?
Oi, Bluey! Have you listened to what I said? It was a lady that asked me. Butler's a guy, you numbskull.
Oh no. Amir's an idiot.
Hey, what's up? Why are you looking at me like that?
Quite a while ago, we learned that the butler, Jean Grayrol, is actually female.
What?
That's why, when you said a lady asked you to search for something, we assumed it was Miss Grayrol.
What? Boy.
Daydreaming, listening, but not hearing, the look of shock is almost endearing.
What the? Why didn't anyone tell me?
Do you require personal vocation? You should have been listening to the trial.
Knights of the court, squabbling with a witness is most unseemly. What I would like to know now is this. Who was the lady that made the request of Amir? Oh yeah, that was actually Miss,
He's absolutely certainly talking about me.
Oh, and you are?
Oh, I'm Letty. Hang on a minute. I'll get down there post haste.
Yeah, Amir, everyone else here has Google notifications. What, are we just gaining witnesses?
Who are you precisely?
Me? Who am I? I'm Letty Mailer. I'm the courier.
The courier? Courier is the person who collects and delivers letters or packages. I know. Thanks anyway, Spella. I wish you stopped misreading my mind.
Hold on, Miss Mailer. Do you mean it was you who irresponsibly made such a request to that troublemaker?
Me? Maybe. Yes, I guess so. I asked him to help me find something.
Outrageous! Why was I not informed of this?
Maybe I guess no one told you? Maybe because you didn't ask? New Vegas.
It seems we will need to ask you to testify, Miss Mailer. Explain to us how you were involved in this case.
Frankly, I wouldn't say I was involved in anything. Now I'm in a tight spot, but it's because that guy said something weird about me.
Ha ha ha! Ease up on me, lady. Like the saying goes, if I'm going down, I'm taking you with me. Piece of being a pickle all on your own, eh?
I hate this man. He's in every case for some reason.
Now then, Miss Letty Mailer, testify about that day.
Wow, can you tell which game this character's from? It's a very, very Professor Layton design character. That voice could make windows shatter. Sir Belduke said he'd have a letter sent, so I came by to pick it up. Oh, that's it. Now we know there's a third witness. But Miss Mailer only came to pick up a letter. That doesn't help us much, does it? Well, perhaps there's more to it than meets the eye. A letter, huh? Belduke was about to send a letter to someone before he was killed. It may not be relevant to this case, but it's something about that is bothering me. Maybe it's worth asking Letty about it. Yeah, shut up. Shut up. Don't make noise. Is it this letter?
Objection!
The letter you found that morning. Was it by any chance this one here? Ah. Yes, that's the one. But wait, how did you get it? You're a piece of work, alright.
Objection!
Hold it, Sir Blue Knight. How did you come by that letter?
It just sort of fell in my lap, so to speak. The professor found it, but he doesn't need to know that.
Defender, just what in the world are the contents of that letter?
Well, the letter's blank.
What? All this fuss over a blank letter?
As you can see, there are some sheets of parchment inside the envelope.
Indeed, and there's not a trace of ink on them. What is the meaning of this?
Don't forget that Sir Belduke was an alchemist. We may have used some kind of invisible ink to write that letter.
Indeed. I didn't get to read all that.
About that, it doesn't make sense to me.
What?
Miss Mailer. The thing is, when I saw that letter, all the pages were full of writing, so you know.
Objection!
Hold it, witness. You saw the contents of Sir Belduke's letter?
I didn't read it. It's just that, you know, you see...
Witness, this is an important matter. You will need to testify about it. Tell us what you know about this letter.
That night, probably about 1 a.m., I made a delivery to Sir Belduke. He was writing a letter at the time. It'll be ready soon, so come pick it up tomorrow morning. That's what he said. I let him study and wished the butler a good night, then I went home. I went there again the next morning, as promised. Sir Belduke was... Well, anyway, I looked for the letter. Then that guy went out like a light on the couch. I got a little scared, so I left as soon as I found the letter.
I see. So you witnessed the victim write the letter?
I wouldn't say witnessed. That sounds illegal. The sheets of parchment were on his desk, though. I saw that. And they were covered in writing, margin to margin.
but you don't know what the letter was about.
Telling you would be a breach of our privacy policy. I can't reveal its contents, or who it was addressed to.
Oh, of course, I understand.
Frankly, I didn't click close enough. Sir Belduke's desk, I mean. I couldn't make out what it was writing.
In any case, where did you find the letter the morning after the victim was found dead?
On a shelf, next to his desk, in a small letterbox. Next to the desk. In a letterbox?
That one?
Which means she had to walk around the desk. Which means this wasn't here! Oh yes, right there. Right next to his head. I was just a teeny little bit scared though, coming so close to a dead man. So that's where she took the letter from. It was right next to the corpse, huh?
Now the circumstances are clear, we shall proceed to the cross-examination.
At night, press.
Hold it!
That's pretty late to be making delivery. Look, he's an alchemist. He gets loads of strange packages, that's why. He'd often order various implements from the glass craftsman, or have someone gather wild herbs for him. He usually carried out experiments at night, so yeah, he often needed items delivered to him in the middle of the night. Does Sir Belluke seem at all different than normal when he saw him that night? Different? What do you think? Actually, yes. I think it was about 3 days before Sir Belluke's death, I mean, the lightning strike.
Hang on!
Excuse me, Miss Grail. Oh, what is it? Did anything in Miss Mailer's statement catch your attention? Well, just the lightning strike. Master Belduke did certainly change after it. I wonder why it affected him so much. An alchemist and the sudden appearance of an old bell tower. Could there be some sort of a connection between them? Anyway, it looks like Grayrol is as much in the dark about this as I am.
By the way, that strange lightning strike was not the result of witchcraft. I see, well then, let us carry on.
Hold it!
You saw the letter he's writing. I told you before, there were sheets of parchment with writing on them on his desk. In a very quick look, there were so many sheets. The letter must have been very long.
Then how can you explain the letter being blank now?
That's just it. That's what I like to know as well. I wish I had some earplugs. Sir Belduke, he was holding a pen when I arrived at the delivery, so he was in the middle of writing. And also he told me to pick up the letter next morning.
And then you left his study.
Hold it!
Wait a minute. When you say the butler, you mean... Miss Grayer, of course. She was in the corridor carrying a tray.
Hang on!
Miss Grayle, I'd like to ask you something. Oh, certainly. What is it? You stated previously that you excused yourself and left Sir Belluke's studies shortly after 1 a.m. Yes, that is correct. However, according to Miss Mailer's testimony, the two of you came across each other while you were waiting outside that room. Oh, she doesn't like that. Why didn't you mention that until now? That's because... Apologize, I'm afraid I completely forgot to mention.
You forgot.
Miss Mailer very often comes with deliveries during the night. I did see her that night as well, but I didn't think much of it, as if it's nothing unusual. I had no reason to hide that from you. Please forgive me for the confusion.
Well, that kind of thing can happen. Human memory's no way perfect. I don't imagine there's a problem here, is there?
On the contrary, Your Honor. There's one more thing Miss Grayle forgot to mention.
What is it?
I'd like you to recall what Miss Mailer said about having met Miss Grail that night. That's not the right picture. And I can't see the text. Game is broken. Well, Miss Grail, apparently you were carrying a tray at the time. What do you have to say about that?
Jean Grail, I believe you should add that to your testimony.
As you wish, my lord. It's unlikely she really forgot about it. The fact she tried to hide it must mean something. Miss Mailer left just as bringing Master's usual drink.
Hold it!
What do you mean by usual drink? When Master's experiments continued into late hours, he would always have some juice to ward off his sleepiness. What kind of juice? Tomato juice. Is that a mirror? Yes.
Hang on!
Excuse me, mister. Mister!
Bruh! I know nothing about it. Nothing! Nothing at all.
Charlie, why is it always him? He stole something again. Witness, what have you done this time? Don't give me that scary look, Christopher Burnham. It was only just a little bit. Seriously, hardly anything at all. What are you talking about?
What do you think I'm talking about? The juice. The tomato juice, of course. The tomato juice.
Oh, you didn't. Surely even you wouldn't. Merest French, for I do all the crimes.
Well, like I told you before, I think I sort of overdid it previous night. When I woke up, me head was pounded. That's why I went to see the alchemist. But you know what happened? And when I was left alone in the alchemist study, it kind of caught me eye. The bottle, I mean.
The tomato juice.
I thought it might make the headache go away, you know? So you drink it. The juice found in the crime scene. Well, why shouldn't I? It's a drink, ain't it? What else you do with a drink? You drink it, right? And can you tell us where that bottle is now?
Come to think of it, I don't remember seeing it at the crime scene. It's been confiscated. Confiscated? As I mentioned previously, the occult crime analyst confiscated all of Master's personal belongings from the crime scene.
Is that so? Well, I believe we should take note of that bottle and add it to the court record. Yes, so there was. Having a bit of juice when that girl came around. Tell you the truth, I don't quite remember what happened after that.
That's when he passed out, huh? You looked for the letter? Let's press that. I don't think I pressed that one. You took the letter from the crime scene? That's right. I took it from the crime scene.
Objection!
Do you not realize that pinching evidence from crime scenes itself a crime worthy of severe punishment?
Well, it might be a crime, sure, but just look at the witch's defender. He's got to defend a witch, using any dirty tricks at his disposal. Dirty tricks? What dirty tricks? It's the same for me, you know. I'm a courier, so come rain or shine, I've got to deliver. Where there's mail, there's mailer.
I was so inspired by young lady spirit, I kind of just had to help.
Although inspired by her dedication, he betrayed a lack of concentration. It is entirely my fault that it came to that. Had I only been at the residence then.
Lark.
Greer was out notifying the knights at the time.
Hold it!
He went out like a light. He was helping me look for the letter, and then it happened, out of the blue. He just passed out, the rascal. He collapsed, and his eyes rolled back. He wouldn't move. Almost sounds like he died. No such luck, unfortunately. Ouch! Ouch! Poor guy. Everyone hates the man. That horrible sound. He was grating his teeth. I thought my gears would explode.
Yeah, I'm not sure what came over me. Never happened to me before sleeping like that. You know, I just fall asleep. More like we're sort of blacked out, I guess. No idea why. Wait, you guys, what do you think? Any ideas?
I think it bears no relevance, and there you have my honest answer. I think it's good that I wasn't there. The question is, why did he black out like that? Is it the tomato juice? Your Honor, I might have a clue as to why the witness suddenly lost consciousness.
You do? Really? Did you work it out, Bluey? That's the case. May the defense present some evidence. Which piece of evidence shows why this man fell unconscious?
Take that!
Mister, I believe the reason you might have lost consciousness at the crime scene is tied to a certain piece of evidence.
It wasn't just because, you know, I had a bit too much fun the night before.
No, just because of this.
The tomato juice.
You passed out right after drinking this juice. Therefore, it's not unreasonable to assume that there's a direct connection between the two.
Tomato juice does not make people fall unconscious, Sir Blue Knight.
Exactly. That's why something must have been added to the contents of that bottle. Something like a soporific.
You mean sleep medicine?
If a soporific was mixed in with the tomato juice, that means Sir Belduke would have been unconscious at the time he was assailed.
Oh! The sketch, have another look. The red liquid trickling down from the victim's mouth. It's proof that Sir Belduke must have drank the tomato juice.
I failed to consider this. Quizzer Barnum, I bet you remember saying this to the court. Can you imagine anyone just sitting back and letting themselves be strangled? Clearly, there should be evidence of a struggle. And since we haven't found any, that must mean the killer erased all traces of a fight from the crime scene. However, the victim was unconscious when his assailant was strangling him. Then the killer could have committed the crime through a smart portal big enough to put their arms through after all.
Objection!
That may be so, but tell me this. How could the culprit have managed to obtain such a strong soporific?
It was very simple. I think you realized why.
From the alchemist.
That's right. An alchemist could no doubt have a wide array of various medicaments in their possession. An apprentice would have little trouble stealing some of them from their study. Isn't that right, Miss Greyroll? How should I respond to that? I'm sorry to disappoint you, may perhaps be the best way to put it.
What do you mean?
Even though that juice bottle has been safely stored the past 3 months, I'm positive it would be impossible to find any traces of that soporific now.
You wicked.
This is unbelievable. Was it really about who did it?
But everything she says holds true.
She was pretending to be a boy. That's my suspicious to start with. Is she a witch? Oh my god. Hold on, everyone. The butler could have done that to Sir Belduke. She would never ever do it. Please, let us testify just one more time. Miss Greyroll, let's tell them. Let's prove they're wrong. They have no idea how much you've done for Sir Belduke. Miss Mailer.
Very well, I shall grant your request. Testify about the relationship between Miss Greyroll and Sir Belduke.
The ringing. Master took me in, a complete stranger. I will forever be indebted to him. That's why I could never make an attempt on his life, through magic or otherwise. Sir Beldick was a wonderful man. He's the one who recommended this line of work to me. He's the one who told me about it, the confidentiality obligation, I mean, and I've never once broken it.
It's true that Sir Beldick evoked fear due to his fear of being an alchemist. However, he is also a man of admirable character, who supported the townsfolk through his research. Why would anyone want to kill such a man? This question keeps haunting me, however much I think about it.
Witches need no reason behind their evil. This is what makes them witches.
Now the defense may begin its interrogation.
Master, let's see. Alright. Let's see. Why? How long has it been since you began serving Sir Beldick? I suppose it would be 5 years now. Before that, I lost everything, and had nothing and nobody left in this world. You lost everything? That's when Master Beldick held me. He kindly took me in and gave me work. What did she go through before she started working for Beldick? Later, when I was helping Master's research, he even taught me how to read and write. I was able to live comfortably for so long, all because of Master. I don't know much about Grey Earl, but she doesn't seem the type to kill someone she owes so much to.
Everyone in this town knows how you serve Sir Beldick. Now you may continue your testimony.
Hold it!
You're claiming you had no reason to kill Sir Beldick. Yes, you can ask whomever you wish. I'm sure they will say the same.
That is so. It's widely known that Jean Grey was devoted to serving Sir Beldick. It's difficult to imagine that she could brutally murder her respected master.
Indeed?
Indeed, I am the same opinion. I have visited Sir Beldick on several occasions to inquire about this piece of evidence or that. And I must say I felt there was a strong bond of trust between him and Miss Grey Earl.
Do you still think you could come up with a motive? A motive?
Jean Grey Earl's motive for murder.
Grey Earl risked a lot to conjure up a small portal in the wall. And then she killed Beldick. But what motive did she have? What does she open the portal to grab the letter? It's like right there. I'm allergic to letters. I understand. The defense will present evidence.
Evidence to indicate Jean Grey Earl's motive for murder?
No.
Or what? What's this about, Sir Bill Knight?
Sir Beldick's life was taken that day. That's a fact. However, was this actually the culprit's true objective?
Objection!
What? What is this nonsense? Sir Beldick was murdered. What other possible reason could there be besides someone wanting him dead?
I'm fairly positive this piece of evidence will lead us to the culprit's real motive.
Very well, defense. Present evidence. To indicate Jean Grey Earl's motive for committing a crime.
It's a letter. Miss Grey Earl had no reason for wanting to kill Sir Beldick. However, there was another incident at night which is related to this case. And I have an idea what it was.
Another incident?
I'm referring to this letter. Sir Beldick wrote a letter shortly before his death. Yet all we have here are some blank sheets of parchment. She switched out the papers. Fascinating. Are you saying maybe a witch used some kind of ink removing magic on that letter, Mr. Wright? No. The spell used by the witch was, of course, Kodor. Let's go to the state of the crime scene one more time. As we know from Miss Mailer's testimony, the letter was in a letterbox next to the victim's head.
Oh yes, it's in the sketch as well. The letterbox is on the far side of the shelf.
The point of note is the location of that letterbox.
Unbelievable.
As Inquisitor Barnum seems to have noticed, the letterbox is within reach of a small portal conjured by the witch behind the painting on the wall.
Oh, indeed it is.
As Sir Belduke's butler, you would have known exactly where he keeps his letters. And we're gonna... Indeed, Master Belduke would always keep his letters in that letterbox before posting them. We're gonna pause right there and